What up, what up, what up, world? It's your boy Jaystar back again with the Sunday, man, full slate last week. About to get into this, man. This is going to be a crazy one. You already know because of playoff seedings and certain teams not, playing, some of their players. It's going to be crazy, man. Trying to figure this one out. I think I'm actually going to play a little lighter than what I usually play, of course, when we know everybody is starting and going to really play the full, 60 minutes of the game and things like that. I think I'm going to go a little bit lighter. I think I'm going to go more heavier on the Saturday slate because it feels more like, we preparing for the playoffs, how it's going to be with the 2 games. We got like 2 weeks, I believe, with like 2 games, slates and stuff like that. So I'm going to probably go harder on that. This, with these games on Sunday, I'm probably go a little bit lighter with my playing and things like that. Try to stick to more of the teams, I guess, that's actually playing for something, I want to say. But at the same time, man, you do that and then some random players in games that don't mean nothing go off, like that's the type of stuff that happens. Of course, and two, you got to think about also, incentives for certain players. And I want to say even rookies and stuff, finishing out their rookie year strong. So stuff like that kind of want to keep an eye on as things. But let me just go through some of the teams that's playing for something, we already know we got the Chiefs, but that's on Saturday. We got the Bills, still playing for something, depending on if the Chiefs already win. I don't really know how much they're going to be really playing for if the Chiefs already win their game and things like that, though. But if the Chiefs were to lose, then the Bills would be playing for more. Bengals, still playing for, if they get the home field with the coin toss, all that stuff that's been going on with that game. So they're playing for the win still. Jaguars, even though that's Saturday, they're playing for to win and everything like that. We got the Chargers who, if Baltimore lose, they really won't be playing for much. Then Ravens, they're playing for something. They're trying to see if they can get home field, things like that with that coin toss flip. So if they win, possibly all that can happen for them. So they're still kind of playing for something. Patriots is playing for something. Dolphins playing for something. Steelers is playing for something. The Titans is playing for something, even though they play Saturday too. Then we got the Eagles. We know they're playing for the top seed and the bye. 49ers, they put all the Eagles, 49ers, and the Cowboys all in at the same time, at the 1:30 time to play, because otherwise they probably would have just been watching the Eagles and seeing if they won or not. Depending on that, they would have played all their starters or not, So all of those teams, since they're playing at the same time, will be playing for something. The Vikings really ain't playing for anything other than Justin Jefferson trying to set a record. So I feel that, he needs like 200 yards, I believe, or something around there. And he could set the record for the most yards for a receiver in the season. And then the Bucks aren't really playing for anything at all. They already know where they're seated to. I think they might play for, maybe we might get a first half for the players to play, and it could be enough actually to get a lot of fantasy points just because it is the Falcons. But the Giants aren't playing for nothing. I don't see them really using their starters for too long if they do. So they probably won't play at all. The Lions, they're really not playing for nothing if the Seahawks already win their game, but they just said that basically they're going to take it as a playoff game, period. Even if the Seahawks was to win and they know they have no chance of making it, they just want to beat the Packers just to keep them out the playoffs as they will be too as well. So, but let's get into this, man. So we got the first game here. Like I said, Tampa, it's so weird to me that they probably would be sending some of their people out after a half, just because, Brady and the team, I know they noticed, themselves that they are very inconsistent. As we go to this Cleveland game, they lost that game. Then they barely pull out the game against New Orleans by 1. They lose against San Francisco. They lose against the Bengals. They win a game barely. They almost lost this game too against the Cardinals. Almost was on a 3-game losing streak. And almost even lost to Carolina too. So pull out a 2-game win streak, but didn't look good against the Cardinals. And then, look somewhat of their best, but at the beginning of the game, they looked trash, against Carolina. So it's kind of weird to me, that they wouldn't play their players. I feel that I know they don't want nobody to get hurt, but I know they still want to go out in a good rhythm. So I feel like if they start off the first drive and they play really bad, they'll probably stay out there until they get a good, couple of drives, what I would feel like. So, like I said, it could be somewhat some decent fantasy points there, and I think it's Godwin needs about 40 more yards or something like that. Yeah, like 32 more yards to get 1,000-yard season and 2 catches. So I'm sure that's probably on some of his like bonus incentives and things. Mike Evans doesn't really got to do anything because he's already eclipse 1,000 yards. But like I said, it is some easy fantasy points for them to get. If they start off hot on a drive, they'll probably come back out there for another drive. Like I said, I think they might play the first half. They might not get through the first half. They might just get through a quarter. Like I said, they get 2 touchdown drives. They might be fine with that and just stop and let everybody else come in as backups. But on the other side, definitely, Ritter, his rookie season, like I said, paying attention to these rookies is probably one of the best ways to go because they want to finish out their rookie season strong. So 4,900 there. Then you got Drake at 4,900. Drake London too, another rookie. I feel that those two might play, very, very hard. They're definitely going to play the whole game. So those could be some good plays there, from that side. Then we got New England Buffalo, which I said this game still kind of means something to Buffalo for seeding, but I feel like it will depend on if the Chiefs, put their game away and win. Because if not, Buffalo will probably play harder if the Chiefs was to lose on Saturday. And then, then we got the full starters and everything like that. Besides that, also, I think, what is it? It's the Patriots. Yeah, the Patriots are playing for something. So maybe they want to just kick out, a rival, out the division, get them out the playoffs. So they could be playing for that too as well. So I can see their players, doing well. You got Diggs, you got Josh Allen for sure. All good spots for them. I believe this is a man-style defense New England is playing. Just check real quick. Yeah, we got a man-cover defense. So somebody like Diggs definitely can, exploit that. Maybe even some, low players like a McKenzie or Beasley, somebody like that could also do well. But on the other side, we got a zone defense. Myers, I think he's going to be able to play. Let's see. In the game, but unless the weather. Okay, so, and I believe he did well last time. It's a zone defense. I feel like he should do pretty well against zone-type defenses. Let me just make sure. Yeah, because the Jets play the same type of defense. He put up 21 points there. Buffalo last time only 5, but I think he should be able to do well. Let's see if Devontae Parker going to be able to play. So we don't have no news on him, if he's going to be able to go or not. I feel like they would need somebody like him. But if not, I think Myers is probably one of the best plays there. Besides, maybe one of the running backs like a Stevenson catching the ball at the backfield. I think definitely I would say Knox is in play. Because New England does give up tight ends with their man-style defense. Like I said, you want to attack some of the best route runners that can get open against a man. Knox and Diggs probably the best plays there. Then we go to Minnesota and Chicago here. Chicago's really not going to play anybody because of the fact they could potentially get the number 1 pick if the Texans was to win. So I don't see them really trying at all. But I do see, I want to say the Vikings maybe trying to get Jefferson to get these, what is it? He needs like 200 and something yards, something like that, game, and he'll have the record. So, and I think he needs a few more catches or something too. So they could go 15 targets or something to him just to make sure he gets this done. So I definitely would have to say he's definitely in play. If you want to do just a skinny stack of Kirk Cousins and Jefferson just to try it out, depending on how long it actually takes him to eclipse, that record, if they really do go for it, they could be in the game long or they could end up getting the record and just sitting everybody out afterwards. But I definitely think they probably want to go and win this game still. So they're playing for a little bit of something there just because of Jefferson. But other than that, I don't think it's really much. Like I said, Chicago won't be playing for much. They don't want to really win that game because they would love to have the number 1 pick if somehow Texans were to win that game. So then we move on to this Baltimore-Cincinnati game. Let's see what we got here. So we know both of these teams are really kind of playing for something. I like Burrow. He's been on fire lately. I think all his receiving options, they're playing against a man-style defense. So definitely Chase Higgins, I feel like they could go off because you really can't stick them. On the other side, it's definitely just Andrews to me. I don't really see anybody else that's a man-beater type of player on that other side other than Andrews. I do think, though, possibly Dobbins down here for 5,700 could be a decent play. Cincinnati has shown they could give up some type of little run game and things like that. Looking at 106 yards there. I think he could definitely do a decent, maybe he gets to 15, 16 points fantasy or something like that. But that's probably about it from that side in that game. Also, I would say Hurst is in play too, though. Like for 3,100, I think he's a good play for against a man style defense. I think he can get open. You're gonna stick him with a linebacker or something like that. So I definitely think he might get even a touchdown in there for 3,100 and get you about 12, 15, 14 points, something like that. So definitely a good play there. This is one of them games where I just feel like some I would say some trash type stuff happens in it. Like we know Houston probably does not want to lose that number one pick, but both of these teams allow a lot of defensive points. So we don't really know what to expect with the quarterbacks, throwing interceptions, maybe a punt return, a kickoff return happens. So much stuff could probably happen defensively in this game, and cause the Texans to end up pulling out this game. Because they just can't just go in there tanking it. So this is gonna be a crazy game. Like plays, I think are decent plays here though would be Pittman. I'm looking at he needs 4 catches to get 100, receptions. He needs 105 yards to have a 1,000-yard season. I'm sure he has some bonuses just for getting something like that. So he could be a sneaky play. He did have a really good game the first time he played them with 30 fantasy points. On 9 catches, 121 yards. Just like I said, like if he eclipses something like that, he's gonna have a 1,000-yard season. And I'm sure he will want to do something like that. Because down the line contracts and things like that, you can say you had a 1,000-yard season and 100 catches. So he could be in play for a big game. Besides that, we do have Alec Pierce all the way down here. Where is he at? Like 3,500. It's his rookie season. Who knows? He might try to play a little bit harder, for 3,500. I don't really see anybody on the Texans I would want. I feel like they're just trying to get through the season. Like I said, I don't think they want to win that game at all. But I definitely could see a Pittman. I don't really know if I would be taking Ellinger at all. But just a Pittman. Like I said, both defenses are kind of in play for that game, if anything. But besides that, let's move on to this Jets-Miami game. So this game means something for Miami. It doesn't mean anything for the Jets. They've been eliminated. Other than, I believe, like a Garrett Wilson, his rookie season, I feel like he wants to finish that out strong. I think he could be a good play. The Jets are going with Tyrod Taylor at quarterback. Right? My bad, not Tyrod Taylor. They're going with Foles. Why am I saying Foles? Flacco. My bad, y'all. So Flacco is going to be the quarterback this game. We know how he likes to play. Throws some deep shots, but then he also throws to tight ends a lot. So I feel like somebody like a Conklin or Uzama could be in play. Since he does throw to tight ends, 3,600 Conklin. Let's see how much is Uzama. Is he still in the 29? Let me go back to that game exactly. Yeah, he's 2,500. So, yeah, like I said, he throws the tight ends, comes from a tight end team with the Ravens. They used to have double tight ends like they do still now. They had like 3 tight ends at one time. So, he throws the tight ends, then he takes deep shots. So, somebody like, Conklin, Uzama, and Garrett Wilson, I could see trying to finish out the year strong for his rookie, season. And on the other side, though, Miami needs to win the game to get into the playoffs. So definitely I feel like they're going to play hard, but it's a tough team, man. The Jets, being a rivalry, great defensive team. And you're going out there with the Skylar Thompson, I believe it is. Let me just confirm that real quick. Yeah, Skylar Thompson is going to be starting. So, threw 3 interceptions. Yeah, this is throwing 3 interceptions throughout the season. Didn't really show much in the other game. I don't know what to expect from him. I know New England's defense was able to get a decent amount of points there against them. So don't really know what to expect. I feel like Tyreek Hill is going to, he's probably one of the best players. I just feel like he's going to try to carry this team on his back to get to the playoffs, man. And he's going to have to do a lot. This is what I mean, because also I've noticed that, what's his name? Yeah, Jalen Waddle was banged up a little bit with shoulder. So I really think Tyreek Hill and also Mostert could be in for a huge game for them. I just feel like this is win or go home for them. They probably going to put the team on their back, at least try. Jets is going to be a hard team. I feel like they're going to be a team that's one of the rival teams that's going to be like the Lions. Like, if we can't make it, then y'all don't need to make it either, So they're going to play them hard, I feel like. So that could be a decent game of fantasy points there. And let's see, both those teams, I think, Jets run a zone defense, and then Miami runs a man-style defense. So definitely, like I said, Garrett Wilson, I do like Tyreek Hill and against the zone defense too as well. Even Waddle, if he's able to go and everything and he's healthy. But like I said, I do know both teams, I would say the Jets have shown to give up some type of what I want to say, points to running backs. Like the last time here is you see 22 points. But also Miami has been giving up a lot of points to running backs. So I think Knight or even for cheaper than that, y'all, Michael Carter could do decent in that game if they end up just running the ball a lot. So could be some fantasy points for those cheap plays there. This game here, Carolina and New Orleans, man, neither one of these teams was playing for anything. From what I remember, let me just make sure again, though. Yeah, the Saints are none of them playing for anything because Panthers lost that game, which could have been something if they would have had won against Brady. But yeah, so these teams ain't really playing for anything. I do think Sam Darnold. I don't mind taking shots at him this weekend. I feel that him and DJ Moore have had such a good, connection with one another. 26, 20, 18 fantasy points. Possibly, he gets 2 touchdowns on his last game or something like that. He is, what is it? I think that's like 22, be 900. Yeah, he's like 120 something yards away from having a 1,000-yard season. Possibly he could try to be going for something like that, and him and Darnold could be in, in on it and trying to make sure he gets that. So yeah, I definitely feel like that skinny stack could work out. I don't really think there's anything else on the other side I would like other than possibly Chris Olave trying to finish out his rookie year strong, and Rashid Shaheed, being a probably decent play for, I think he's 39 or 4,000, something like that. 4,200 right there. So yeah, somebody like that could be a decent play as a run back if you want to do that. Cleveland and Pittsburgh aren't really playing for much. I think Pittsburgh is, but Cleveland's not playing for anything. So Pittsburgh is trying to play, for possibly being able to make playoffs, but possibly also just having another over 500 season for Tomlin. So they could be playing for that. George Pickens being a rookie could be playing to finish out his rookie year strong, something like that. But besides that, Chubb, I think, has already eclipsed everything he needed to do. Could have a 1,500 yard season, though, if he gets about, 52 more yards, something like that. So maybe possibly he wants to do something like that, but that doesn't mean he has to hit 100 yards. So not really a big play there. Besides that, I don't really see much in that game. I just feel like it's going to be tough because both of them defenses play too strong. We got, I think, a zone-style defense for the Browns. Let me make sure. Yeah, zone-style defense from the Browns, and then Pittsburgh plays a man-style defense. So let me see. Amari Cooper would probably be a decent play. Since it's a man-style defense, he could be a good play. Maybe him and Deshaun Watson are trying to build the chemistry for their last game of the season. So they go out with a bang at least. So possibly something there could happen. Let's see, Njoku able to go because man-style defense could be a Njoku, Deshaun Watson, end the season off with a bang with them, going out real strong. Cooper, Njoku, and Deshaun Watson could be a cool little stack, possibly. Because they're not really playing for nothing. Like I said, it's going to be some of them teams that just ain't playing for nothing, and they're going to go off. And then, you're not even looking that way. And teams you're thinking that's playing for something have a harder time and don't get the fantasy points. Teams that's playing more loose probably, go off. So you probably want to stay in some of those games like that, stack like that. But besides that, the other side of that game, I think Najee Harris is pretty close to eclipsing something. I forgot what it was. Something like, 1,000-yard season. So he's only like 40-something, 46 yards, I believe, away. But he could possibly try to push for a little bit more and try to get 100 yards. Cleveland has shown to give up points, to running back. So maybe a Deshaun Watson stack with a run back of Najee Harris could work out. Besides that, let's keep it moving. We have who we got next? The Giants and Philly. The Giants aren't really playing for nothing. They're set in their seeding. Believe they're going to be the 6th seed no matter what. The Eagles are battling, to make sure they're going to get the first place in the bye. So I definitely feel that Hurts is. I feel like he's going to be a decent play. I feel like he's going to want to shake off the rust. He's going to want to come in play really strong. So that way he can get this bye too and everything, and probably try to blow them out if they can. If the Giants are going to sit out some people, Saquon says he believes he's starting right now. He plans to play is what he says, but I believe they might play them for a quarter, if anything, and maybe not play them at all. But Philly is playing for something. Like I said, they're going to want to get a big lead and make sure they can put that game away so they can establish getting that home field the whole way through in a bye so they can get healthy and everything too as well. So, playing some of their players, I don't mind. Like I said, I think Hurts is going to want to definitely get back in rhythm and shake off the rust. So, definitely stacks with him, with Devontae Smith, A.J. Brown, even Dallas Goedert could all be in play there, man. If you want to have something, and it's a late game too. So probably one of some of the best late plays I would say might be the Philly side, and then we have Dallas and Washington here. Um, Dallas is playing, for if Philly loses, they can win the division. So definitely feel like, some of their plays could be good plays. On the other side, Heineke is going to be starting now. They're switching it up since they have nothing to play for there. I don't know if I would say B-Rob is not even playing, so he's not going to be able to finish out his rookie season. Dotson is. He's playing. Let's make sure, though. Let's see where he's at. Okay, so Dotson at 4,500. He might be a good play, being that this is his rookie season. He might want to finish it out strong with a big game against Dallas and stuff like that. But so if you want to run a DAC stack, I think Dotson would probably be the best run back there. Being that they also run with a zone slash man on the outside type defense. Could be a decent play there for Dotson. Let me see. Then of course, as long as Dallas is playing for something, I think CeeDee Lamb is in a good spot. I don't think he has any incentives though. He's already 100 in a 1,000-yard season, so it just would be just to win the game. And hopefully, if the Eagles lose, they win the division. Besides that, I don't really think there's any other plays like Pollard and stuff. He's just coming back from injury. Maybe they will want to try to establish some more T.Y. Hilton. So I actually say he might be a good spot for him at 3,400 down there. So let me go back there. So he was at 3,400 down here. They might be wanting to establish more rhythm with him, get him involved in the plays and stuff. So I can see him hitting for something, possibly a 100-yard game or something like that, maybe a touchdown. So let's see what else we got here. We got the Chargers in Denver. The Chargers really aren't playing for anything if, I believe, the Ravens lose, right? If the Ravens lose, they're not playing for nothing. Because if the Ravens win, they could possibly, if the Chargers lose, they can move up just a little bit. But besides that, if the Ravens was to lose, they won't be playing for much. I don't see them probably playing their starters really then if somehow the Ravens did lose earlier in the day. Just because they have players that get hurt, they're injury prone and stuff like that. I don't really see them staying out there that long. I think they would just want to just go into they already would know where they're seated at. It wouldn't even change anything. So they probably would sit out. Maybe Denver plays some of their people. Let's see. What's the latest, if anything has come up? So possibly, Russell wants to finish out the season strong. Maybe there's some plays there to take with Judy or Sutton, something like that. I don't think Dolchich is able to go. Let me just make sure, though. I think he's probably on IR or something like that. Yeah, he's on IR. So, okay. So, Aquamar from bottom. Maybe he does something for 2,900. He just came off a pretty good game, I believe, right? 13 points. So, maybe he could do something. And here with the Arizona and San Francisco, like San Francisco is playing for, seeding. Basically, if, the Eagles was to lose, they could take the number 1 spot and the bye. So they will be playing for something there since both of the teams start at the same time. Definitely Kittle is going to be in play. Brock Purdy, of course, McCaffrey. Debo is going to be back, but possibly he even said if he's not ready to go for sure, he won't play because he won't risk it. He wants to be healthy for the playoffs. So they could get it done with Ayuk and Kittle for sure and McCaffrey. So those plays could be definitely good plays. Also, their defense could just be really strong against David Blau. On the other side, I don't really see much that I would really want. I feel like, Arizona might just be trying to get through the end of this year healthy. If anything, since they do run a zone-style defense, Dort should be in play. I think he's done pretty well against zone defenses. So you got the Rams there. You got, let me see, San Francisco before, so he did good. And Tampa Bay, he's done his best against, those style defense. So 3,800 could be a good play for him. And that's really about it there. I don't even know if they're going to risk Connor. He's out. Yeah, I thought so. So you got, let's see, who are they saying? Benjamin or something like that, possibly. So you got Keontae Ingram. I don't know why I say Benjamin. I forgot let him go. But so you got Ingram, I believe, is a rookie. So he might, if he can get out there, he might try to play a little bit hard. Even though we know this is a tough defense. My bad. It's a tough defense, but let's see how cheap he is. Because we know Clement, yeah, and then Keontae Ingram, yeah. So And I believe Keontae Ingram runs like a 4.3 40 or something like that. So he has some speed too. So I mean, taking a shot at him or Clement, could be a good play there. Besides that, San Francisco probably decided to load up. Over here, Seattle needs to win this game to possibly have a playoff spot. If I would say, what do I want to say? If the Packers lost, and I think it has to be a tie though. Yeah, I think it has to be a tie for the Seattle to actually get in there. But they are going to want to win this game. I definitely think Walker is a good play. Of course, on the other side, Akers could be a good play. And let's see, Metcalf. Let me make sure because this is a zone style defense. Lockett should have been a better play, but since Lockett is probably still banged up with the hand, he has a plate and like 10 screws in his hand. So Metcalf would probably be the better play here. Looks like it's gonna be raining, so definitely they probably would be running a lot more. I like Walker. Some of the tight ends, of course, we know the Seahawks have been getting killed at the tight end spot. So let's see, Higbee, and he's able to go. So Higbee's probably one of the best plays on that side at least. And Fant need practice. Okay, so yeah, Fant could be a decent play too as well. And that's about it, man. So building this lineup is going to be a lot harder. Like I said, I'm trying to figure out where would I want to go. I kind of like that thought of Deshaun Watson having a really good game. Like, let me see. Let me just see how will we do that, because I can see him trying to actually finish off the season strong. And we've seen Pittsburgh give up, some big fantasy points, man, throughout the season because they run a man-style defense. So, like, when they play good receiving, weapons and people that can outbeat a man, and he has two players right here with Cooper and Njoku, so he could end off the season really strong. Let me see. I'm going to probably go with Najee Harris run back or something like that, possibly. Or I know we had Algier. I meant to mention him too. He's 100 yards away from having a 1,000-yard season. So he has a lot to be playing for, I think, there. I'm going to probably take him at running back because of that. And still thinking if I'm going to take Najee Harris or not, because I know he's playing for a little bit of yards. And I know Cleveland does give up running backs. We do know we have Zach Moss here, though, against Houston. He's running a lot, just hasn't had any production with it. Man, it's going to be hard with the running backs, I feel like. Let me go to some of these receivers, though. So the ones that's playing for something, we got Diggs, we got A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, Higgins and Chase, even Tyreek Hill. Jefferson's just playing for a record, which who knows, he might not even really care as much as everybody's talking about it. So trying to see. I kind of like these two right here. I think I'm gonna go with Pittman and DJ Moore. Just because, let me get back to this. Okay, so just because of the fact that, like I said, Pittman needs 100-something yards. That's good fantasy points if he gets that for me. And then DJ Moore needs 100-something yards. Like I'm gonna take those two because I feel like their incentives are higher than some of the other players here. I'm gonna go with one of these late defenses. So I'm just take the highest defense now. Should I run back Najee Harris? I have 6,500 if I do that. Let me see. What's 6,500 range going to give me to? Montgomery. Okay. And okay, yeah. You know what? I'm going to take that. I'm going to go ahead and take Najee Harris. And I could have took Akers too, and I have back-to-back running backs against each other. Let me see. How did Akers do last week? Decent play for him. I might just do that. That way I got 3 things late in this lineup. I really like this, man. This could really win it all. It's your boy Jaystar, man. I hope y'all enjoyed this video, man. It's really tough trying to figure this slate out, but I think we put together a masterpiece right here. I want to say thank you all for, man, all the likes, comments, subscribers through this season, man. Started this channel earlier, this was my first season and everything, and became partner, man, this week. So for YouTube, man. So I really want to say thank you all, man. Y'all helped that all happen for me, man. Thank you so much, y'all. Hope you win some big money, man, for this last week of the season, man, so y'all can go into the playoffs with a big cash roll to keep being able to play and win some big money, come in the playoffs or the Super Bowl. I'll still be dropping some more videos, of course, for that. It's your boy Jaystar, and I'm out. Peace.